All right, good morning. Welcome to another Friday morning safety meeting. It is the 3rd of April, and this weekend is Easter weekend. We're 29 days out of recordable injury, 29 days out of first aid injury, and 0 days out of vehicle incident. We had a vehicle incident yesterday. We're still finding out the pieces on, so we'll get a report out on that this morning. Today, we're going to talk about environmental hazards, which is a little bit of a surprise as we were discussing before the meeting. So the first thing we're going to talk about is ticks, and there's various kinds that you're going to have. You're going to have your wood ticks, dog ticks, deer ticks, uh, various ticks like that. The most prevalent around here for diseases that are tick-borne is Lyme's disease. I don't know if anybody here has ever had it, but basically you just feel achy, headache, neck hurt, all that sort of stuff for a while. The kind of textbook sign of it's the bullseye rash, and a lot of times people think that they don't have or can't have Lyme disease because they don't have the bullseye rash. Um, so although it's the most commonly known symptom, it's not always present. So just because you lack the rash doesn't mean that you lack the disease. Um, so that's a good one for something like the wellness program where you can go in, you can get some doxycycline, and you can get back on track. If you do get bit by a deer tick, which are the little ones, the sooner you start the doxycycline, the shorter you have to go with it. And if you've ever taken doxy, you know that the less time that you're on it, the better. So you're going to have, for symptoms, you're going to have the rash, like I said, maybe the joint pain and stiffness, muscle pain, fatigue, fever, headache. And you can use blood tests for diagnosis, but make sure that you mention tick-borne exposure. It's a separate test than pretty much everything else. So they won't routinely test you for it unless you bring up the tick-borne exposure. And there is treatment available. So other tick-borne diseases, different ticks bring different diseases, but the most growing one is called alpha-gal syndrome, which is basically a red meat allergy. So I don't know if anybody else out there would be absolutely devastated if they lost the ability to eat red meat, but I fall into that category myself. So you can read through the list of other ones. Rocky Mountain spotted fever is still fairly prevalent, but not so much around here. Tick removal. You want to get down as far as you can on the tick with a set of tweezers, and you want to grasp it, pull straight out. You don't want to be squeezing on the reservoir of blood if you can avoid it, and you're just going to pull that straight out. Then you just want to swab the area with alcohol, and everybody always says to save the tick for testing, but the unfortunate thing is ticks are so common with tick-borne disease nowadays that finding anybody to actually test the tick is not really very likely. So getting into some poisonous plants, poison ivy. Some people have issues with it, some people don't. But you can prevent it sometimes or make it not as bad by using pre-contact wipes. Matt and I have those with us. But sometimes you just can't get into it or you just can't prevent it. If no products are available, you want to wash the suspected site as soon as possible. Something like Dawn will work really well if you use it immediately afterward, but the designated poison ivy wipes and stuff after contact are preferred. Do not touch sensitive areas after suspected contact, and there are over the counter remedies, but ultimately, if you get it bad, like I do, you're going to need steroids. And once again, that's a good thing for something like the wellness program. Poison oak, you're going to have, and all these are pictured here. So if you're not near your tablet, make sure you're taking a look if you don't know what these all look like. I know personally I'm really bad at identifying poison ivy and I get it really bad, which isn't a good combination. But with poison oak, you get an intense itch at the area where the rash will appear, an itchy blistering rash that appears shortly after the itching begins. And then you get blisters that may open and then leak and crust over. Not very pleasant. You have poison sumac, which is pictured here. You have itchiness, burning sensation on the skin, redness and discoloration, swelling, and watery blisters for symptoms. And I added it this year because I got a bunch of texts after the meeting about parsnip last year. And so wild parsnip, and those symptoms will be made worse by sunlight, burning sensation on the skin, redness and discoloration, and blisters. That one's very common along the roadsides and stuff around here. And stings and bites, there's a whole bunch of different creatures that can give you stings and bites. But if it's an insect, you want to just remove the insect. You want to remove a stinger if a stinger is present. And then if it's believed that it's venomous and going to really mess you up, or you're allergic to it, so let's say you're allergic to bees, you want to seek medical attention immediately. And I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of ticks on the dogs already. So it's out there as we're moving to these new sites. So make sure we're
Already, Matt? Jeez.
Yeah, I pulled 3 ticks off of Lola already. Just walking in the woods, walking in the trails up in South Hero.
Jeez.
So
Yeah, it happens quick once it thaws out.
yeah. So as
And
we're moving to these new jobs and putting our silt fence out and any high grass, let's make sure we're doing our part and checking. So no one has to get on some of these nasty medications and feel like crap for a long time.
Yeah, that parsnip stuff's pretty bad. We got into it one time next to the road.
Something to consider. We did it in Richmond was having somebody come and spray for poison ivy because we had so much of it there. It did help. It did help mitigate it in the job site. It did seem to grow bigger everywhere else, but at least within the job footprint, it kind of helped contain it. So something to consider if you've got a job site that has a lot of it and you're not going to be ripping it out, but having to walk through it.
Yep.
Don't burn it either.
Yeah. Carl Lockerbie and I got into it in the roots one time. I couldn't believe how bad it was just getting into the roots of it when we dug through it.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So
thanks,
the roots are
Phil.
bad.
Thanks for sharing. We got that point
Yeah.
of contact. If project needs it, we can reach out to them and see if they can come out on those perfect days to put their. It's also state approved spray. It's it's not the real nasty stuff that you hear about on TV to help mitigate that exposure.
Yep. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, guys. Okay, can you see the screen?
We got it.
Is it big enough? Should I make it larger or is it good?
Yeah, make it a little bit bigger. We can do it
Yeah.
on our end too.
Here, hold on. You gotta hit these buttons here. Zoom. Let me make it 135. 130. 130. That's a little bigger.
Sure.
We'll go with that. Code of conduct. Promote the code. That's code item number 13. We made 12 code items and Ken Pigeon added promote the code to the end of it, which I thought was a great idea. So that gives us 13. So support and actively encourage our standards. Easter coming up on Sunday. So those of you that are going to do the Easter egg hunt with your kids or go to the Easter services, that's coming early this year. Ownership topic of the week. Try to tie this in with some of the wellness stuff that we've been talking about. And what is our biggest asset? Mr. Orzelak, tell me.
Oh, us, the people.
That's right. We're our biggest asset. I think we need to try to remember to take care of ourselves the way we take care of our equipment. Now, it keeps us productive and efficient, and we perform better, and it also provides a better future for us. So I don't usually, we don't usually think about ourselves as the way we should. We're the most important thing to our company. So our health does have a direct impact on how we perform and the strength of the company itself and how we do business every day. So take care of yourself. It's mentally as well as physically, and we have ways that you can get some mental help if you need to through the EAP, and also the people at Champlain Medical can direct us in different directions when we're not right. So showing up each day and being ready to perform our work and having the focus, the energy, and the dedication. And dedication was our topic at our kickoff. To be truly dedicated and safe and able to do the work, if you take care of yourself, it's going to be a lot easier to do. So prioritize wellness and the last thing I'll say on this is that as we show up every day and we keep making the company strong and productive, we're gonna realize a lot better retirement value in our ESOP. Keeps us in the workforce longer too. I didn't read the whole thing. You guys can read it. I want people to start reading it. So I made it a little shorter so you can read it. ECI equipment focus. So this week we're talking a little bit about tire pressure, and Chico or the guys can chime in, but there's a lot of energy that's stored in these tires. One of the things that you can notice easily when you walk around a vehicle is you usually can tell when it's underinflated, especially if it's only half inflated, and those things are really dangerous when they get down to that level and you start driving them on the road. Easy to have a blowout. So you look at your tires on your equipment, on your trailers as well. You know, those tandem axle trailers with the 7,000-pound axles are awesome things to pull our equipment around. But when you get a bad tire, things can go bad out there on the road, and it really sucks when you get a flat tire on one of those. So look for underinflation, look for extreme wear, look for cuts, dry rot in the tread, and also Chico alerted me to this one here the other day, zip ring. That's those little small cracks that are they're kind of close to the rim, and some of the older tires exhibit that. And if you look, just take a little closer look, you can see when that's happening. Let the guys in the shop know if you've got tires that have these issues. Keep your tires inflated. A lot of our newer vehicles tell us when our tires are uninflated. So the pickup trucks and the cars, they're a little easier. You've got a thing right in the shop you can use. It's got a pressure gauge right on it. But when you get the larger vehicles and the things with over 80 PSI, we want to be using the remote air fillers. Those have the locking chucks. There's one I think it's right in your shop, Chico, if you're out there next to the hose that pulls out to inflate the tires. So call the shop if you have an issue. These things are really dangerous if it's not handled properly, and keep the guidelines in mind. And like Chico wanted to do a call out that Brad Wells always says is don't be afraid to give us a call. Right, Chico?
Yep. Just give us a call if you have any questions. We'll go over it with you.
The newer trailers we all have regular wheels on them, but we used to have those, all of our heavy like the Corey trailers, they had those donut rims with the little wedge. I don't think we have any of those anymore, do we? With the little donut wedge pieces to hold the donut in. Those things, when they come loose, that wheel flies right off and passes you on the interstate, because I've had it happen. So keep an eye on those things too.
Ben, the other thing to check is check your lug nuts. If you see rust coming from the lug nuts spreading throughout the rim, check them or call somebody and have us check them.
Yep. And let the guys know if you have a missing lug nut. Or two. Thank you, Chico.
Or extras.
Kickoff meeting was last Friday. I think it was pretty cool. It went well. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Roger Atkins, I saw him Roger, you're here. You're in this. I think he's watching this so Roger, I use your picture. We'll pay you your royalty in your next paycheck. But that was our picture that we talked about for what dedication looks like. So in case people are giving you a pat on the back and telling you that you're famous, you are. You were a feature of our show the other day, Raj. The event went well. I think it was good. We had a good showing. And so I put some pictures in the email for you guys all to see. You go through here. Everybody seemed engaged and happy to have a good meal. And sorry I made you all do this, but there's everybody giving the thumbs up. I thought that would be a good picture right there. We have a group photo. Elena actually works more on this last night. This one's a little bit darker, but we've got a new photo that she put out last night, just a couple of us, where she lightened it up, which it looks pretty good. A lot of blue in there. It looks good. Look, trucks look good. It was a great place to have it, whoever's idea that was. So, in case you haven't heard, and if you're not in the wellness, join the wellness and sign up to take the wellness challenge. Everyone that signs up for the wellness challenge and has a reasonable effort, which is going to be basically verified by Matt Orzalak. So I don't know. He's not going to tell us any of the information that he can't tell us, but he's going to keep it discreet and private. And he's going to kind of verify that we do this if we're signed up for the wellness challenge. But if you sign up and have a reasonable effort, you can get the cooler. There's an example right out here. And one person is going to be drawn out of the group that signed up for the wellness challenge for the Ranger. And the Ranger, we have it, we own it. It's over in 99 if you want to go look at it. But right now there's probably, I don't know. What are the chances of winning that thing right now, Matt?
Right now we have 61 signed up.
And are 61 signed up for the challenge?
Yeah, that's 61 for the challenge. We're probably pushing 70 in the wellness program.
Yep.
Overall, which is great.
So
That's double,
today's the
right?
last day. Today's the last day to sign up for the challenge. And just contact yourself, Matt. Is that the best way?
Just
this morning?
Yeah, all the communications, email,
Yep.
call, text, show
Yep.
up in person, whoever.
So the chances of winning this thing are a lot better than the scratch tickets that I see a lot of people buying in the store.
Yeah.
So the odds are
Odds are good.
what? 1 in 61 right now.
Right now, yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get more. Be great to get close to 75, 80.
So put your hat in the ring. I have a link to the program on your email. You can just click the link and it has the 2-pager for the challenge, and also right here is a handy link just to explain the wellness program. So the main thing is that we get ourselves into a state of good health, and we try to take care of ourselves like we take care of our equipment. So join the program. I guess I better give you a little extra time, Matt, just to listen to all the texts and emails that you're going to get.
I'm ready for them. I got a good system down.
Reg Norris, welcome. He started this week. He's a foreman. He's in the Bridge and Rail, the heavy civil group. And this week, so welcome, Reggie. And this week, we've got a feature presentation by Phil Forster. Phil, you on? And Phil, do you want to share? You want to share yours? Or you want me to do mine?
I'll do mine.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, everybody. This year, the group of us, we traveled to Las Vegas to attend Con Expo, which is one of the largest construction equipment trade shows in the world. We took this picture from the top of the Strat. That's part of the show down here. It extends another 200 acres right through the city around these buildings, and back here, it's absolutely unbelievable. The show is held every 3 years and brings together contractors and manufacturers, industry professionals. It brings them all together to see new equipment, technology, and innovations in the construction industry. So here's just a view of a couple of the booms up in the air. This was a windy day, so they had them pulled in where they could. We tried to bring people from around the country in different groups to take a look and get multiple different perspectives. Tyler and Pat here, I think that is a mill, if I'm not mistaken, but they looked at a bunch of different equipment, and it was really neat to kind of hear them talk about all the innovations and things they saw, and some of the things they knew they were going to end up having to fix if we did purchase something. The show's massive, with hundreds of exhibitors and equipment displays spread across several halls and outdoor lots. So most days we spent walking the show, meeting with vendors and partners. Someone took a candid picture of me. I was looking at a equipment handler. It's a piece of, you hang it from the crane and it helps rotate your rigging. I don't think it's anything we need right now, but I think it's neat. It's the one function you don't have in the crane to be able to spin your load. Covers almost 200 acres, like I said, throughout Las Vegas. And individually, I think each of us our watches were kind of going crazy. If you had one, we're doing about 25,000 steps. Here's the crew that went. The week was spent meeting with equipment manufacturers, looking at new crane models, earth moving equipment, and technology that could improve efficiency and safety on our project. So this was just a photo I had taken as a reminder. These safety drop-in anchors that we have, they kind of reinvented them to not have as many moving components, and therefore hopefully have some more longevity. They have 6,000 pound holding capacity, which is 1,000 more than we currently have. And if anyone knows how tall Ben Nelson is, everybody also brought their biggest and best to show off. So it's quite a large bucket we have there. I don't know if anyone remembers how many cubic yards fit in that bucket, but it was just impressive to see.
I think that was a 12-yard bucket.
12-yard bucket.
And it was, if you wanted to buy it, it was $300,000.
Looks like at least 20 or 30 Ben Nelsons could fit in there.
At least. In addition to the equipment displays, the trip was a good opportunity to meet with industry contacts, talk with manufacturers about parts and service support, and see new technology that's starting to make its way into the civil construction industry. I thought this was a funny picture, but it really just kind of shows some of the dedication. That's Ben McKinney with one of the salesmen getting underneath the truck and really looking at how these service bodies are built. It was also an opportunity for him to figure out when they're going to get delivered to Iroquois, because they don't communicate with us. So Ben was able to get that information out of the sales reps right on site. But really getting right into the nitty gritty and the details. Some of the biggest areas of focus this year at the show were equipment electrification, machine control, telematics, and the improvements to operator safety and visibility. So a lot of camera integration into the equipment, AI sensors that would alert you if somebody was approaching your machine. I know Richard was really getting into a lot of the survey and the technological components we can use for machine control. This is one of John Deere's newest pieces of equipment. You can see, tracks are all painted, not a spot of grease on them. It's always impressive what they build and what they put together. Overall, the trip was worthwhile. It gave us a good look at where the industry is heading over the next few years, as well as ideas for equipment and technology that could be useful on future ECI projects. These guys were demoing out a man lift. You can see it's going up a 45-degree slope. It still scopes out. In these cases, the bottom cell ends up self-leveling to help offset the grade here, the grade difference. And in some of our more rough terrain applications, knowing that this technology exists it can be handy if we have to rent it. We're doing a lot of work with Doka, bidding a job using Doka forms today, and just seeing their systems in action and working is always handy. Checked out some concrete cutting technologies. A lot of the saws we have just battery powered now, as well as some wire saw applications. So Aaron Jawar, we're thinking about you and potentially what you can be doing in the future. And then bucket attachments. This is a shear and allows you to grab trees up to 18 inches and just shear them off at the bottom and then lay them down. So no moving parts, a lot less maintenance. Comes in a variety of different sizes. Here's a towable traffic attenuator. So instead of having a truck, you can hook this to the back of a 3/4 ton truck and use that. And these steel plate guards. So we got a quote. We're going to purchase a couple of these to help lock our plates in place, so we don't have to use cold patch around the outside and constantly have to go fix it. This is going to be handy on a project like in Waterbury.
They came yesterday. We got them.
Nice. And reusable too.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, reusable, high visibility. It's definitely, it's just little things. You never know really what you're going to see. Here's some tools for compacting. Definitely thought these were, sheep's foot roller attachments that go on a bucket. Obviously, again, everyone brought their biggest and best, but this one here has got 2 rollers on either side of a culvert, so you don't have to have somebody go down in the trench box and backfill and move the plate tamp around. This would allow you to get that compaction. So,
Nice.
kind of neat. This was not part of the show, but the boring company was finishing their Tesla tunnels, and they were coming out here, and it's kind of fun. You know, you walk by and you're more apt to watch some of the construction going on around you. It's just neat. And same here with the Hard Rock Hotel. This is going to be the bottom of the new guitar that they're building. The whole hotel is going to be shaped like a guitar. So just very impressive stuff. What happens out there. So
That's cool.
that was quick rundown of it. If anyone has any questions or anything to share, let me know. And
Thanks,
photo
Bill.
That
op-
was an empty lot this time last year, so that's an impressive amount of work on a
Yeah.
giant guitar.
It's unbelievable how much changes kind of almost overnight in that city. Some are
Wow.
So here's a picture Ben Dow drew of a Prius. Very good, Ben.
That's when we first had the idea to get the Priuses. So I did a concept sketch for Ken to say, hey, let's get these Priuses. So that was and then we had 5 of them. So,
Yeah, I mean they're generally, those Gen 2s are pretty bulletproof. I know a lot of them are still out on the road today.
Yeah.
Look at
all
that.
the we all got rid of our pickup trucks that year. So let's see, there's Ken, me, Gene Trombley, Todd Cody, and Jim McNall actually does fit in a Prius. I won't tell you any more about Jim and the Prius,
No.
but Jim got a
Look at that.
truck sooner than we did after the Prius.
How many of you guys crashed them intentionally, Jim?
Won't say. Won't say. No comment.
Yeah,
Good on
no
gas.
comment.
Good on gas, especially right now.
All right.
Yep. So that's what we have today. Have a great
Thanks,
day.
Bill. Thanks,
Have a
everybody.
great day. Have a safe day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Later.
And drive safely, please.
Yes.
And join the
Especially if you're
wellness
driving a
challenge.
Prius.
Enjoy the wellness. Yeah, join the wellness.
Yeah. If you're watching a group setting, please send over attendance.